Just a heads up, I watched the dub, not sub, so Cyberpunk Edgerunners is a brand new anime from Netflix that you're going to binge. It finally feels like Netflix understands the anime community after dropping bangers every year. They did this with Devilman Crybaby, Beastars, Arcane, to what we're talking about today. But I do know Studio Trigger and what they're capable of after seeing the most recent works. I don't know anything about Cyberpunk because it was unplayable when it first dropped. So I came in this blind, not knowing what I'm going to watch, to even see the trailer, and let me say, this show did not disappoint. Episode 1 starts off with a bang. You get a dude going full Apex around people trying to win the fight. This is known as a cyber psycho, but we'll talk about that later. What you should know is he didn't realize a third party was going to show up. Can you tell I play a lot of Apex? Anyway, this is for me, David Martinez, our main character. He's a 17-year-old boy from Santo, and I'm glad Latin culture is finally getting some representation in anime. David looks like your average Latino from head to toe with his character design. He got that fade, he has that gold chain with the cross. If you're in California, you'll see hundreds of dudes with the same fit. He lives with his mom and survives paycheck to paycheck while she sends David to Arasaka Academy so he can climb up the corporate ladder to make a name for himself. But he doesn't fit in. He's the odd guy out who gets bullied for being poor and not able to fight back. But he isn't dumb in any way. What does a kid from the hood do in a rich kid's school? He sells XP to the rich kids, was basically a chip you saw into yourself to feel the same things others have been through. This can range from normal scenarios like the dude getting bodied in the beginning of the show to somebody getting boned. But at some point, David does an oopsie on his gear. His mom picks him up and while driving back, she has a heart-to-heart with him. And this is where it hit me the most throughout the entire series because I could portray myself in David's shoes. From living in bad neighborhoods to being the odd one out in school. And just when he realizes he needs to change, that he needs to pull himself together, she... Now, being all alone at your lowest, what does somebody from Santo do? Crime Live, baby, let's go. This is where we finally meet the rest of the characters and the crew. Lucy is known as the best runner on the crew and found David first, so she basically becomes his guardian.
Walk that dog.
While Maine is the leader of the crew, the dude is decked out in chrome and huge. He embodies what an Edgerunner should be. With him around, they can be sure to get the job done. He respects everyone and never plays favors when it comes to money.
Everybody gets a fair shake. Only way I operate.
And Rebecca's the crazy lolly chick who might just be the best girl in the series. She's always cheerful and friendly, but if you get her mad, she's gonna bust a cap in her. David faces a lot of hardships throughout the show. He's afraid of being alone and doesn't know what he wants to do in life. He feels better in chrome than in his own skin. Even after joining the crew, he has no real goals for the future. Hell, there's a point in the show where he just keeps hitting up Maine asking for jobs because that's all he knows. His view in life starts to change though, the more he gets to know Lucy. She's the first person he met when he was at his lowest, and she's helped him since. Once he realizes what Lucy went through in the past and reveals what her goal in life is, David wants to turn that into reality. He now has something to work for, something to give his life meaning. He continues doing jobs with the crew and he starts to get the hang of it. The crew starts to accept him, take him to do things they seem fun. Rebecca shows him how to shoot, Maine shows him how to drive and avoid the 5-0, and Q is just naked. Let's talk about the nudity. This show has a lot of it, and I mean lots of it. It's part of the job, so David's surrounded by it constantly. The naked people, aka runners, get in a bathtub full of ice, jack into a system, and begin hacking. I don't know why they'd be naked for this, but I won't question. One of the main points in this anime is chrome. In order to survive, you need to chrome up. Being a regular human with meat and no chrome updates is seen as weak. Meat can't last as long as chrome in the business they're in. If there's something you're lacking, you get that switch to chrome. But switching your body parts off for chrome isn't that simple. There's a catch. The more you chrome, the more you start to lose yourself. You start shaking more frequently, having blackouts, not knowing what's real and what's fake anymore. Basically, a night out with the boys. This is the price you have to pay in this world. Yes, you can take medicine to suppress those symptoms, but that's just suppressing them. It's still there, and it can take a turn for the worse the longer you live with it. And this is greatly explored in episode 6. The soundtrack. I'm no composer, but this gotta be one of my favorite soundtracks to date. You got something for everything. We need something for a fight scene, they'll give you something intense to make your blood boil. They got that underground music which makes you feel like you're tripping on shrooms. When you need something to celebrate a job well done, you get a sweet, sweet Latin music. The type of music you get at a barbecue at your Theo's house, where they keep feeding you pieces of food. Once they hand you a plate of food, you're already full from all the samples. Again, I'll talk. While watching that barbecue scene, it reminded me of Fast and the Furious every time they finish their heist, which might honestly have been inspiration for Imaishi Hiroyuki. I might have butchered the name, don't kill me. Also, why nobody say it's the same guy who directed Evangelion? Fucking Evangelion. No wonder the show was so good. The animation in this show is amazing. You have backgrounds that seem full of life with people just going about their day. This guy's sleeping. This guy's a weapon, so you don't mess with him. This guy, especially this guy in the middle of the day, he's having the time of his life. There's some parts in the scenes that felt lazy, but overall the show had consistent animations and it shone brightly where it needed to. The action. The action in the show was top tier too. You have JoJo references, which always makes any anime for me 10 out of 10. You get the same classic Chicago pizza hood violence, with people shooting first and ask questions later. When the show wants to show you that gore and blood stuff, it matches that at Devil Baby. You got people's heads being blown off, you got meat everywhere on the ground, stuck on people's weapons, and you got this dude just punching his head so fucking hard it comes out of his body. Have I said how much I love this show yet? You get clean shots like this in the show showing you how vibrant and lively the Night City is, and these shots aren't from the anime only. You can find these places in the game too. People already found them in the game and posted on Twitter showing you exactly where everything's at. Except you have a PS4, overall a good anime gets you hooked on it, and Edgerunners checks all those boxes. It kept me wanting more of it even at 3 AM when I'm telling myself to go to sleep, but I can't. I keep thinking to myself, what's going to happen to David? What's going to happen to Lucy? Will he find happiness? Will she accomplish her dream? So I binged it through the night, and I'm making a video about it just to say how good this show is and how you should watch it. If you like this, make sure you like and subscribe. Tell me how you felt about the video. It's my first time making one, so I'm not too sure how it went. I also stream on Twitch, so you should probably follow me down below. I'm probably streaming Apex while the video got uploaded. That's all for me.